What's up with it? You watching the Bank Bomber TV? Yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Bang B. And the title was Young Thug Fires Back After Charleston White Say He Deserves Jail. Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. Young Thug definitely deserves something, man. Deserve a whooping by Big Mama, you know what I'm saying? Go in that backyard and go pick your switch, you feel me? Yeah, man, he need one of them whoopings he'll never forget, you know what I'm saying? For real, though. Yeah, man, it's crazy how people saying, man, Thug ain't tell, Thug ain't snitch, but I ain't gonna lie, he wasn't supposed to be talking in that interrogation room anyway, like off top. Him just being in the interrogation room is a very questionable situation, and it ain't uncommon for dudes to try to talk their way out of something in the interrogation room, but I ain't gonna lie, that's for like the sharpest of the sharpest though. Like, you gotta be super sharp, man, and every lie you tell, you gotta remember them lies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to be honest, man, I don't think Young Thug that sharp, you know what I'm saying? For real, man. Yeah, man, even if you feel like he didn't snitch, you can't say he ain't no snake though, you know what I mean? The way he was talking about dudes in them leaked calls, man, questionable too, man. He's super snakish, man, for real though. And it seemed like he had a lot of dudes on his mind to be just sitting around talking about. Yeah, man, I haven't checked out the video, don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
YSL, Young Thug. He never became community guy. He never became the nigga. He still was gangster, even in the community, giving back. He wasn't giving back in the name of a good man who promotes the killing, who glorifies the destruction, who propagates genocide and murder to black youth. You want him free?
Ever since Young Thug and his YSL crew got snatched up by the feds, the internet hasn't stopped buzzing with wild takes and nonstop chatter. People can't stop debating what's gonna happen to them, even though nobody really knows their fate yet. And in the middle of all that noise, Charleston White popped up once again, making it crystal clear that he thinks Young Thug belongs behind bars, calling him a menace who needs to switch up his ways. Now, you already know Thug, Gunna, and a whole bunch of YSL members got hit with some heavy RICO charges. They're stuck inside until trial, and if the courts find them guilty, they'll be serving serious time. Prosecutors ain't playing around either. They're saying the 28 members linked to YSL are tied to crimes ranging from attempted robbery, armed assault, and even murder. That's no light rap sheet. This is as serious as it gets. Georgia prosecutors went even further, charging the whole crew with conspiracy under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, the infamous RICO law. They claim YSL was running all kinds of illegal moves to stack up cash, buy houses, cars, and live flashy. Since Young Thug is labeled the leader of Young Slime Life, it makes sense why all eyes are glued to him.
They the dumbest people in the world. They're not the smartest individuals just because they're millionaires. These are poor guys who overnight come with overnight success, that the industry give these niggas money, nigga, to propagate this gangster shit. And so what happens is they get caught up into the characters and they get caught up into the lyrics, homie. They live in these lyrics.
What do you mean the character?
The character of a rapper. YSL, Young Thug. He never became community guy.
He's not just a rap superstar in this case. Prosecutors are painting him as the shot caller of a dangerous street gang. The media can't get enough of this story, and Charleston White made sure to jump into the spotlight too. Being an activist with his own history in the system, Charleston didn't hold back when he talked about who he believes Young Thug really is, why he got caught up, and what's coming his way next. And let's not sugarcoat it. Charleston does not approve of Thugger at all. He flat out says Young Thug promotes, glorifies destruction, and spreads murder to black youth.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate to agree with Charleston White, but yeah, sometimes, man, he don't be lying, though. And it is kind of bad for these dudes to be promoting certain kind of lifestyles and images and stuff, and they ain't even stand up they self, you know what I mean? So ultimately, man, listening to these dudes' lyrics, trying to live them out, man, you might end up in a bad position for real, though. Yeah, man, it somewhat do seem like a cycle that never been broken, you know what I mean? And you know what they say, man, certain lifestyles, man, you know you're gonna end up dead or in jail.
He calls him someone who built a fortune off selling gangsterism, making crime sound cool through his music while living the same lifestyle on the side. That's a harsh take, but Charleston's not shy with his words. Even with millions in his pocket from the rap game, Charleston insists Thug still dipped into crime to stack more money. In his eyes, Thug wasn't smart with success. He was just someone who came from nothing, then got rich overnight because the music industry wanted to push a gangster image. According to Charleston, when you constantly spit lyrics about crime, sooner or later the lines blur.
You're good for that district attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, that's going to utilize these two big name rappers to make an example out of, as well as set a precedent going forward. Maybe these niggas will start writing about I Need Love, like LL Cool J used to write about, and change the lyrics. These lyrics are real life circumstances. We are actually bringing reality to rap. We bringing what we do in real life and putting it on the track as if that's cool.
The rapper becomes the very character he's portraying. The first time Charleston White spoke directly about Thugger's lyrics, he made it clear he thinks those lyrics prove Thug deserves prison time. And he said this not long after the RICO case first began heating up, pointing to the connection between the songs and the lifestyle Thugger allegedly lives. Of course, the two people Charleston was really talking about here are Young Thug and Gunna. Because let's be real, out of everybody locked up in this case, their names are the ones the world can't stop talking about. Now let's break down this wild part about the DA and Thug's lyrics being dragged into court. What Charleston means is simple. This time around, the prosecutors ain't just pulling out phone records and surveillance evidence. They're pulling bars straight out of Thug's songs. Imagine sitting in court and instead of just hearing what the cops dug up, the jury is literally listening to your own rap lyrics being used against you. That's exactly what's happening here. And this isn't brand new either. Other rappers like Lil Boozy, Draco the Ruler, and even 6ix9ine have had their lyrics dragged into courtrooms before, but it's always controversial. Why?
So shit, I was happy when they got some big name rappers' ass and put them in jail. Really, I'm just happy just for a bunch of niggas to go to jail anyway to cause them trouble in the community. It ain't got to be rappers, but I was so glad they got them niggas, and I hope they make an example out of every last one of them niggas and some more rappers too.
Because rap...
Man, I ain't gonna lie, Charleston be trolling, man. That was crazy right there. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, like preaching the good word, one thing, but like wishing jail on dudes, man, that's crazy.
Thing about crime isn't the same as actually doing the crime. Some people argue music is just entertainment, a way of painting pictures of the street life. But the flip side, if you're out here spitting about robberies, shootouts, and stashes, and prosecutors already got evidence tying you to the streets, those lyrics start sounding way too real. That's why Thug's catalog is being dissected now. Songs like Slime Shite, Anybody, Bad Boy, and Just How It Is are reportedly lined up to be used as evidence against him. And Charleston White, he's loving it. He's been saying rappers like Thugger are basically putting their entire lifestyle on wax, talking about who got caught lacking, what kind of weapons they use, and even hinting at who might have caught a body. According to him, these tracks aren't just music, they're confessions dressed up with beats. Why does Charleston ride so hard for this approach? Simple. He believes anything that helps clean up the community is worth it. In his eyes, if using lyrics makes it easier to get so-called criminal rappers off the streets, then let's do it. Charleston doesn't care if it's big name artists or unknown dudes. If they're causing chaos in their neighborhoods, he thinks locking them up is a win for the people.
Keep telling y'all, the best thing for these niggas is that penitentiary. Them niggas, when they come home, they go to driving trucks around the country. They try to fix the family problems. They barbecue on Sundays during the football games. They become loving husbands. They try to get all their kids together. No, man, that's the best thing they could have done for the black community in the hip hop culture.
And he's not just talking for the sake of it. Charleston connects it to his own story. He says, the streets almost took my life. The penitentiary saved it. He breaks down how spending 90 days locked up as a teenager forced him to miss Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's with his family. That pain, it flipped his whole mindset. After serving more time later on, he says that experience shaped him into the man he is today. A man who stayed out of trouble for decades and built a steady life as a barber. Charleston's angle is that jail might just force these young rappers to learn the hard lessons he had to learn. He thinks doing time can reshape them into better men, the way it reshaped him. In his words, freedom feels priceless when you've had it snatched away. That's why every time he cuts hair and mentors a young client headed down the wrong path, he tries to pass that lesson on. For him, if Thugger and Gunna end up behind bars, maybe it'll spark the same wake-up call he once got. The spotlight on Young Thug just kept getting hotter once the prosecution brought in lyrics as evidence. But that was only the start.
I'm just sitting here in my cell like, damn, I'm really in jail. God, give me another chance to show you I can prevail. I can put my arm from wall to wall inside this tiny ass cell. Yeah, I tried to cry, but ain't that left. Yeah, I contemplated doing myself, nigga. Yeah, the most suicide deaths are in this jail. But let's not forget that this ain't hell.
As the trial gained momentum, shocking new details began surfacing, and the story spiraled into something way bigger than fans expected. Prosecutors started laying out how YSL wasn't just a record label, but in their words, a criminal organization that ran deep in Atlanta's streets. They claimed the crew was pushing drugs, running weapons, and stacking dirty money under the cover of music. The courtroom drama reached a whole new level when prosecutors argued that YSL wasn't just dabbling in crime, it was built on it. And with Young Thug pegged as the so-called leader, the heat was on him the hardest. Every headline screamed his name. Every news outlet put his face front and center. It wasn't just about his music anymore. It was about whether one of hip-hop's biggest stars was actually living the life he rapped about.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what kind of dudes he was the leader of. Like, for real, though, man. Dude wearing nail polish and dresses and all that. And he supposed to be the leader of something. Man, dude couldn't be my leader, man. For real, though. Man, we real man over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we ain't with all the weirdo antics and all that, man. So, yeah, I can only imagine what kind of dudes he had on his team. You know what I mean? YSL dudes probably zesty as hell or something. I don't know, man.
The most jaw-dropping part? Prosecutors brought forward witnesses who allegedly tied violent incidents back to YSL. There were claims of rival shootings, armed robberies, and even murders being linked to the organization. And with every accusation, the internet lit up with debates. Was Thug really masterminding all this, or was he being painted as the fall guy just because of his fame? Charleston White, of course, jumped on that too. He doubled down, saying rappers can't cry foul when their own lifestyles catch up with them. According to him, if you brag about it, if you put it in your music, then don't act surprised when the law comes knocking. That kind of blunt talk stirred even more controversy, sparking heated arguments across social media. Some said Charleston was keeping it real, while others blasted him for celebrating another black man's downfall. But it wasn't just Charleston fueling the fire. Fans themselves were divided. On one side, people defended Thug fiercely, saying the system always targets rappers and uses their art unfairly. On the other side, critics claim Thug made himself an easy target by flaunting street life in his songs while allegedly still living it. The clash of opinions made this case one of the most talked about trials in years. Then came another shocking twist. Some of the YSL members reportedly started cooperating with prosecutors. Suddenly, whispers about who might have flipped turned into major headlines. The internet blew up with speculation about snitches inside the crew. And once again, Charleston White chimed in, saying that loyalty in the streets is a myth and everybody eventually looks out for themselves when facing decades behind bars. This only made the drama around Thug even bigger. Now it wasn't just about whether his lyrics could be used against him. It was about whether his own crew might testify to save themselves. The pressure was building, and every new update made the situation look worse for the rap superstar. The courtroom had turned into a spectacle. Fans tuned in like it was a TV show, and Thugger's entire legacy hung in the balance. Whether guilty or innocent, his career and his freedom were both on the line, and the world couldn't look away. Charleston White says he feels responsible for steering these young men away from learning the hard way, and he's blessed that most of them actually listen. He hopes young people everywhere can take a lesson from the mistakes of Thugger and the YSL crew. In Charleston's eyes, Thugger has to pay his dues just like the rest of us do. Right now, he's exactly where he needs to be. If jail is what it takes for Thugger to change and grow into a better person, then that's where he belongs. In fact, Charleston thinks the time behind bars is already working its magic. Ever since Thugger dropped a freestyle from prison, people noticed something different. His rhymes were evolving, and he was sending a new message. Some of the bars Thugger spit went straight from talking about crime, drugs, and violence to rhymes about salvation, purpose, and changing your life.
Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. done with this, man. It seemed like this might be a little old or something, you know what I mean? And yeah, whatever Thugger was rapping about on that phone, he sure ain't put it on that album, because man, that album was garbage juice, man. For real though, man. The delivery ain't even the same. Yeah, man, I think jail put a hurting on Young Thug, man. He ain't the same no more, man. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna lie, I'm one person that feel like more than one answer could be right. You know what I'm saying? Like Charleston could be right, and the way that the people feel can be right too. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a middle ground, though. You know what I mean? That middle ground rarely get touched. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to conversate, go back and forth and make their argument make sense, you know what I'm saying? So then they just get divided and stuff. But really though, man, it shouldn't be no divide. People really got to work on that middle ground sometimes. Like, man, Charleston got a point, then like other people got a point too. Like, man, why you praying on their downfall or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. You watching the Big Bomber TV. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Until next time,